The bats for the orange and black have come alive. 3-run homers and clutch hits have fueled back-to-back wins. Now the Giants are poised for a sweep against the Rockies. In charge with securing the sweep is Barry Zito. The veteran lefty dominated the home opener, and today he gets the ball in the final game of the homestand. Next.
Day baseball here at AT&T Park. Our good fans filing into the ballpark. Should be fun. Final game of this 3-game series, Rockies and Giants. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Giants have come from behind twice now in this series. Today, they'll hand the ball to a guy who's throwing the ball better than anybody, and that's Barry Zito.
Well, he is throwing beautiful baseball right now, and it really has been something he started last season and he brought right into this season. Plus, he always had pretty good success against this Rockies team, 7-2 in ERA in the twos. But I think that the Giants are starting to put together an offense, and I don't think as a pitcher you have to feel like you have to go out there and be perfect. That's important. So, coupled with an offense that's gaining confidence and a very confident Barry Zito, well, I mean, they get a chance to do a good thing here today and take this series by storm.
All right, should be fun, although no storms here, but maybe a few in Chicago. Hey, when we come back, Amy G is going to take a look at a couple of big home runs, 3-run home runs. She is going to do that right after this.
Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Try the new Hot Mess Burger today. It's loaded with spicy jalapenos, onion rings, and gooey pepper jack cheese. And by Toyota. Do the math and save at your local Toyota dealer.
We've got some day game action at AT&T Park. Fans coming in to watch the Giants on a getaway day as they get set to play the final game of this three-game set against the Colorado Rockies. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez. And how much do fans love home runs? How much do players love home runs? A lot. And the fans have been able to see quite a few from the Giants this season, 6 total, 2 of which 3-run home runs. And we're going to take a look back at it right now. It's our AT&T U-verse rewind. We're going to take you back to Monday night, first inning, first pitch. Hunter Pence, that's no cheapie, folks, 2/3 of the way up the bleachers, and he's pretty happy coming in there, getting them on the board early. And then Brandon Crawford last night in the 6th inning gets his team to within 1 run of the Rockies. Bruce Bochy last night saying that home run gave them life. Of course, they went on to win the game, and we all know how much Bruce Bochy loves 3-run home runs. He's hoping to see a lot more of them. To put this in perspective, so far the Giants hitting 2 3-run home runs here at AT&T Park. Last season, they only hit 4 here at home the entire season. All right, let's get the game going. Zito scoring off against Colorado's Francis Krukenkuip. We'll be back with first pitch and lineups. But first, we're going to check in with our Comcast Sportsnet studio for an update. Stay with us.
As the Giants take the field, our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. 74 degrees here at the yard, humidity at 47%. The winds are calm, and we got lots and lots of sunshine. All right, let's take a look at Walt Weiss's lineup today. It'll be Young, Rutledge, and Gonzalez. Tulowitzki will be the cleanup hitter. Then it's Michael Kadire, who's always hit well against the Giants, followed by Rosario, Pacheco. Chris Nelson will hit 8th. Jeff Francis 9th. No Dexter Fowler.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the lefty Barry Zito. Zito, 34 years old, in his 13th year at the big league level. And off to a great start. Friday, first game of this homestand, he shut out the Cardinals for 7 innings. Went on to be the pitcher decision, put a win in his win column in regards to that. When he's pitching right, which has been pretty much consistently every time out lately, he's got a fastball that'll go 83 to 87 miles per hour. Big curveball, one of the bigger ones in the game. He's got a good cutter that he'll throw, a slider he'll throw, a changeup he'll throw, and you won't see him make many mistakes out over the middle of the plate. He likes this Rockies team, lifetime 7-2 with a 2.61 ERA. Playing defense behind Zito today, starting in the Giants outfield from left to right, it'll be Torres, Pagan, and Pence. That's your outfield. Crawford with Arias on the left side. Pablo Sandoval getting a day off. Scutero and Bell on the right side. And Buster Posey, after an off day yesterday, back in the lineup. He'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
See Young and Rutledge getting ready to face Barry Zito. Giants won on Monday 4-2, and last night trailing by 4 runs 2 different times in the ball game, and the Giants came back and beat the Rockies 9-6. So here's Zito making his second start of the year. Young in this series is 0 for 3. And the first pitch of the ball game is a called strike as we get started right on time at 12:45.
Laz Diaz, the plate umpire, he's a low ball umpire. You'll see a lot of low strikes around the knees, and he'll give width on both sides of the plate. It can be inconsistent at times.
Pagan a few steps to his right, and that's how this game gets started. On a fly ball to Angel Pagan.
You mentioned Laz Diaz, the plate umpire Tim Timmons over at first base, crew chief Mike Winters at second base, Mark Wegner at third.
So here's Rutledge. Rutledge took 4 at bats on Monday and went 2 for 4. Had a base hit and 2 RBIs in the game last night. With Gonzalez to follow. And that's hooked foul. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Look out. Bring your glove, you save a life. Oop, stay up, I got money on you.
Oh, he's going to hand it to the little guy.
It's going, Dad.
Can't believe it. Ought to play the other way. So Rutledge, a line drive left, a line drive right.
The ballpark today is defenseless. There is no wind. And when that happens, we see the ball jump, especially to the right side of the field.
Pence. 2 down.
Don't see many days where it's warm and windless. Now, it may pick up, but right now, this ballpark can be had. And there's both pitchers today are pretty much fly ball strikeout type pitchers.
Here's Gonzalez. .303 on the year with 3 home runs, 5 RBIs. Hit a home run on Monday, and then was shut down last night. He went 0 for 4, and there's a strike, and it's 0-1. In the Rocky Mountains, they call them cargo. He hit a breaking ball a mile the other night off of Bumgarner. Missed the splash by about a foot. It did bounce into the water. And Bumgarner got the win. Look out. 82 chases Gonzalez back. Yeah, the combination of a pitch up and in and then leaning a little bit.
Yeah, he's a middle away guy, and he will dive. That ball right up around his shoulder. He almost walked into it. It's our Exmo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Gives you a pretty good bird's eye view of the jackknife.
Breaking ball, 2-2.
He just spins a lazy little slider in that inside corner and freezes him. I mean, that's a nice 2-pitch sequence.
So a full count now to Carlos Gonzalez. 8 for 27 lifetime against Zito. In one of those hits, a home run. Popped up, Arias over by the Giants dugout. On top of the dugout.
You talked about that home run that Gonzalez hit off Bumgarner. I mean, that was a big, lazy breaking ball that hung up there middle in at the belt, and look where it went. That was a bomb. And he did that on a windy night, too, so he turned some Mother Nature around.
Breaking ball, and he walked him.
You Barry Zito, you're thinking you just threw strike 3. Big breaking ball, buckles, cargo. Perhaps a bit high and inside, not much.
So here's Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki hit a home run last night, and he takes a strike. Overall for Tulowitzki, he's got 3 home runs on the year, 8 RBIs, hitting .346. Not a lot of success against Zito in 41 at bats, only 6 hits. So Belt holding on Gonzalez. Spins this one high and wide. Both teams come into this game with identical records of 5-3. Remember, the Rockies came into AT&T Park on Monday with a record of 6-1. Inside corner, 2-2.
It's a knee-high strike. You're going to get a lot of those from Laz Diaz, the plate umpire. And as we mentioned, he'll give you some width on both sides. You'll get 3 or 4 inches outside and inside.
Zito will check on Gonzalez. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Zito gets the sign from Buster Posey. And that's off the plate. It's now 3-2.
Not by much. You look at how a guy's missing, it'll tell you all you need to know about a release point. And where Zito's missing is not that far away from the strike zone.
Got him. Tulowitzki says no. And the Giants are coming up. That Jeff Francis will be facing. It'll be Pagan, Scudero, and Buster Posey. Hunter Pence, the cleanup hitter. Arias in instead of Sandoval. Then it's Belt, Torres. Crawford had a big home run last night. His numbers against the Rockies, very good. And on the hill is Jeff Francis.
Francis, the 6'5", 220-pound Canadian. Off to a good start. Beat the Padres in his first outing. When you're taking your bats off of Francis, it's a lot like taking your bats off Barry Zito. He didn't throw that hard, but he cuts it, he sinks it. Fastball average will be around 86 to 88 miles per hour. He's got a big, slow curveball and a changeup. And he's also throwing a cutter now, which kind of gives him a little bit of a quicker breaking ball. Francis, an 8-year veteran, 32 years of age. Lifetime against the Giants, 7-9.
And Pagan takes a pitch down low. Pagan's had a couple of lifetime home runs off of Francis. 2 balls and no strikes. He's 4 for 9 in the series. And he comes in hitting at 364. Last night it was the Pagan-Scudero combination at the top of the lineup. Each had 3 hits.
Goal today for both teams. Stay back.
Tapped into the hole. Tulowitzki off balance throw, and Pagan beats it out.
It's got to be a base hit.
And that'll be a hit for Angel Pagan.
Check out the defense for the Rockies. Starting in their outfield, from left to right, it'll be Gonzalez, Young, and Kadire. Good arms on the corners, not a good arm in center. Tulowitzki, Nelson on the left side of the infield. Rutledge, Pacheco on the right side. And Wilin Rosario will be in the squad, putting down the signs. Tulowitzki's got one of the stronger arms at the shortstop position in the National League. Realize that he didn't have a lot of time to set his feet. So an off-balance throw, had it been more accurate, they would have had him.
I also think, Mike, that you saw that he also really didn't have time to get a good grip and throw it the way he wanted to. Looked like he threw A palm ball.
Hey, Dwayne Kuiper's here.
Hey, the 70s. The no barber in Cleveland look.
You had that look.
Mentioned Scudero with 3 hits in the game last night.
One more look at Troy Tulowitzki going to his right. Kipe talked about the exchange. You never know really how much grip he had on the ball or if he could find a seam.
Now watch this one. This will give you an idea of how you grab it is how you got to throw it. That's how pitches are invented right there.
Well, it looked like he threw a cutter from 120 feet.
Buster Posey on deck. And Francis chases Pagan back to first. Pagan does have a steal this year. Got him.
Well, pretty much the same location cutter that Laz Diaz called out Tulowitzki. Take a look at strike 3 at Tulowitzki, and he argued the point. We talked about the width that you will see on both sides of the plate with Diaz, and you'll see a lot of rubbernecking today because of that wide zone. And Marco Scudero just found out that it's pretty wide, just like Tulowitzki did.
Well, if Laz Diaz doesn't call that a strike, Tulowitzki's going to get kicked out of the game.
Yeah, you're right. I will say this. If Marco Scudero gets a double and he's standing out there at second base, Tulowitzki will mention it to him.
But now they have something in common. Anger at the home plate umpire. Posey fouls it back.
Good swing right there.
Posey's got ownage on Francis. 5 for 8, a double and a home run. Sat last night's game out. Was a spectator. Cheered on his teammates to a 9-6 win.
Yeah, comeback victory.
Nice play by Rosario behind the dish. It's a ball and a strike.
There you see the numbers and the ownage that Kipe was talking about. 5 for 8 with a big fly. Cool 625 lifetime average.
Pagan leaning, he does not go, and it's way outside. 2-1.
Jeff Francis, in that he's 6'5", takes a while to get unwound before he goes home. However, he's got a couple different moves at first base. Not an easy guy to steal off because of that.
Nearly throwing it down the right field line is Rosario, but Pacheco knocked it down. It's 3-1 to Posey.
If you do guess right as a first base runner, and you get an attempt when Francis is going home, he is not that quick out of the stretch. So, but that's the key, making sure you guess right and not get picked off.
Three and 1 to Posey. into right center field. On the move is Kadire, and he's not going to get it. Pagan's going to score easily, and Buster Posey's headed for 3, and he will make it standing. 1-0 Giants. That's the Buster Posey we know.
Ownage is ownage. And that's the approach you have to have against Jeff Francis. You have to stay back. You got to think the other way. He tries to cut a little fastball in the outside corner. You try and pull that ball, you roll it over. It's a double play. Here he stays inside it, and he just drives it right through Triple's alley. And a stand-up triple for Buster Posey, an easy 3-bagger.
So here's Pence now with the infield drawn in. Pence leads this team with 7 RBIs. Big curveball, as you mentioned, like Zito, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, they really do mirror one another. Francis throws probably a little harder, not much.
So it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
I don't know if they'll put the contact play on for Buster Posey, where if there's a ball hitting the ground, he's going to break to home.
I think they would probably avoid collisions at home.
Rockies do play their infield halfway. It's an abbreviated set. If they're all the way in, they would be on the cut of the grass.
Wow. Foul straight back. Two and 2. Got him. Nice play by Rosario. So Pence is retired. Well, Francis got what he wanted. He needed the strikeout. Arias, 286 with 1 RBI. He's 2 for 4 lifetime against Jeff Francis. And Arias on the first pitch dribbles it to Belt.
This is the big at bat for a pitcher. And Francis, once he got the strikeout 100 pitch, he's thinking, all right, I can get out of this just giving up the 1. A base hit here by Arias, and he hurts him mentally.
Yep.
Straightaway defense. Eric Young about 3 steps towards the right center field side. He's playing him to right center.
And a base hit into left field. Buster Posey scores. 2-0 Giants.
That's the one right there. That's the swing of the bat that really frustrates a pitcher. And look at the location. It's up. Ball cuts in on him just a little bit. But Arias, with bent arms through the ball, squares it up and gets himself a 2-out RBI. Kind of how you have to beat a high cut fastball boring in on you with bent elbows.
There's a breaking ball for a strike.
You watch Jeff Francis throw that big curveball. He really reminds me a lot of Tommy John, the way that he used to throw that big curveball to steal strike 1. Nobody would ever go up there looking for it, and he had good command of it. Francis, same thing.
In tight to Belt. Belt scuffling right now, hitting .091. 0 for 5 in the game last night. Belt with a base hit into center field. He needed that.
I'm surprised that Arias slowed down. I mean, Eric Young, they know he does not have a good arm. Watch the load. Shoulder very calm now. He doesn't block off that inside pitch. They're pitching him inside. And we saw him do it all spring long where he beat that side of the plate. And here he does it against the left-handed Jeff Francis. Nice 2-out at bat.
So here's Andres Torres, who had a big hit in the game last night. A double to open up the 8th inning in a tie game. Breaking ball is down low. Torres 1 for 5 history against Jeff Francis.
Saw that big curveball trying to steal strike one again.
This pop-up is going to be lifted out of play. And the Rockies left-hander deals, and a swing and a miss. It's 1-2. On the ground to Tulowitzki. He will go the short way, and that'll end the inning. Giants put 2 on the board. Second inning coming up, 2-0 San Francisco.
A 2-run lead in the top of the second, and Sergio Romo had a nice treat prior to today's game. A visit from Brian Murphy from KNBR and Brad Mangian, a photographer here at the stadium. All three of them collaborated to put together Never Say Die. Guys, it's a fabulous book of photography. Brian Murphy writes in it, and Sergio Romo wrote the foreword, and today he received a signed copy. He was like a little kid in a candy store. He ran over to Brandon Crawford and showed him a picture, and I asked Brian Murphy after what he said to him, and he said, "That's what's up." That sounds like Sergio Romo. He also said it brings back great memories. Of course it does. 2012 World Champions, Dwayne.
All right, Amy, you bet. Doesn't take a whole lot to get Sergio Romo excited. especially when it's around the baseball field. Kadire, no balls and 1 strike. And Arias dropped it, picks it up, throws, got him.
You really have to remind yourself on occasion is just how little experience Arias has at third base. I mean, he's a natural middle infielder, but when the Giants moved him over here last year, he'd never really played there, and certainly had never played it at the big league level. But you watch his quickness left and right and softness on just hard smashes, and it looks like he's a natural. And this is just beautiful hands. Everything's set up by the quickness with his legs. 360s onto his back foot, picks up the ball, and coolly throws him out. Nice play.
Oh, and 1 to Rosario. And the next pitch is in tight. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rosario hitting .348, which is high. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, 2-2. We have a couple of visitors we'd like to welcome into the booth. Would be observing this ball game, if you recognize these gentlemen, Nick Collison and Kevin Durant, who are in town to take on the Warriors, and they'll be playing the Warriors tomorrow night. 2-2 pitch, swinging a high pop-up into shallow right field. It should be Pence's ball. It is, and Pence puts it away. 2 down. Earlier today, Kevin Durant in that Giants dugout. You see him with Brandon Belt signing some autographs. Yeah, they're showing lots of love to Kevin Durant today. Tomorrow night, that ain't happening. Although both these gentlemen, they're hard not for me to think they're the enemy. They're nice guys.
Well, we like that they like our ballpark.
Here's Jordan Pacheco. I just got a text from David Lee. He's going, what's going on up there, for crying out loud? How come we're not invited into the booth?
Well, a summery day here in the city of San Francisco. We're going to see temperatures up around 80. It's baseball weather.
Pacheco takes high, 2 balls and no strikes. That's where they'll be playing tomorrow night, over at the Oracle Arena, right across the bay. Zito in the 2-0 pitch to Pacheco. Swinging a pop-up. And Belt will give chase. And Belt will run out of room. Right down by our ball dude down the right field line.
Yeah, Rich Brown, our ball dude. I don't think he ever looked up because he never moved. There's left Brown.
Are they back?
I'm not sure where he got those socks, but I'm not sure they're legal.
I think he left the real ones at home.
It's the Where's Waldo socks.
Out of play, 2-2. Giants 2, Rockies nothing. Second inning. It is a postcard day here in San Francisco. And a shot right at Arias, and that'll end the inning. So Arias started it with a terrific play, ends it with the catch of a line drive. It's 2-0. Zito and Pagan facing Jeff Francis, who gave up 2 in the first inning. And Francis throws, and Crawford bluffs a bunt and takes high. So I'm just going to show you that these guys up here in the booth visiting us do have personality. They just don't go out and shoot and dunk and play defense. They do have personality. As Francis now throws to Crawford, and Crawford takes a breaking ball for a strike. So, Kevin, whose idea was this to come out today?
I think it was Nick Collison's.
Really?
Yeah. And I told him I'd tag along, so, having a good time.
What do you think of the yard?
I love it. It's beautiful out here. Beautiful day. See the water. It's one of the best ballparks in the league, I think. I've been here before. It was a freezing cold winter day. I was wearing a winter coat, but it's nice to go here on a nice day like this.
2 balls and 1 strike to Crawford, and Crawford drives one to right. Kadire is going back. It's up against archway number 4. Crawford headed for 2. He's going to make it.
You always have to be a little wary because there are good arms on the corners. Michael Kadire has a very good arm. It's very accurate. But this is what we saw all spring from Brandon Crawford. He left a little cut fastball middle in at the belt, and he just spins on it. Very relaxed upper body. He does not bar that front arm out anymore, and he really puts himself in a position to drive mistakes. And that ball had topspin on it. And you don't get that much carry from topspin. That's how hard that ball was hit.
Here's Zito. Zito in a spot now where he's got to sacrifice Crawford to third. And he's pretty good at it. And he lays down a good bunt. Francis is going to go to third. No chance there. No chance there. An opportunity for Francis to get one out for sure, and he didn't take it.
Well, the problem with that play, if you're a pitcher, is it's not a force. So the throw has to be perfect. If it's a force play, it doesn't have to be that perfect. He throws high, and on the wrong side of the bag, it's an easy slide into third for Crawford. So a mistake in judgment, and the Giants have a chance to go large again.
And here's Pagan. Pagan had an infield hit to open up the bottom of the first inning.
A lot of first pitch curveballs that first time through the lineup.
High fastball and a swing and a miss. 0-1.
Here he mixes it up and goes with that cutter.
Kevin, I'm wondering, the pace is different. You think you get used to this pace?
Yeah, I can. I mean, it's a fun game to watch. It's you have to really be tuned in to know what's going on. So, it's pretty cool.
The 0-1 pitch to Pagan, and Pagan waves at another pitch in the dirt, and it's 0-2.
Now, Nick, in that our schedules overlap. Like right now, you guys are just finishing your everyday season, and you're getting ready for the playoffs. So you do have chances to watch baseball on the days that you're not playing, like today. Do you follow it?
Yeah, I try to follow it a little bit. Late in the year like this, if you can catch a game, it's pretty cool. We caught a game in Arizona a couple years ago, and I just like coming out to the ballparks, getting a chance. It's one of the great things about our job. We get to travel and a chance to see these ballparks.
Now, you grew up in Iowa. Did you go to Des Moines and see the Cubs AAA team as a kid?
Yeah, I watched the I-Cubs. Actually played in the Metrodome. Our high school did a deal where we sell enough tickets you could play a game in the Metrodome. I grounded out to third, and I caught a fly ball. It was a big day for me.
So left-handed hitter or right-handed hitter?
Right-handed hitter.
With some power?
More power now than I did when I was 16, for sure.
1-2 to Pagan. And he rolls it foul. This is the time now, Nick, though, that you can say you had power. You can say just about anything.
Yeah,
nobody's
right.
going to go back and check.
Yeah, you're right. I actually was drafted in the first round.
That's what I thought.
Decided to play basketball.
Kevin, did you play baseball as a kid?
I tried to play my junior year of high school. I was a first baseman, but it didn't go so well for me, so I stuck to basketball.
I think you made a wise career decision.
Exactly.
Pagan trying to knock in Crawford at third. Zito at first, Crawford at third. If you just joined us, we're with Nick Collison and Kevin Durant in town to play the Warriors tomorrow night. In the dirt. You can see what Francis is trying to do. He needs the strikeout.
Well, he knows that big slow curveball is his strikeout pitch, and he'll try when he's ahead in the count, 0-2, 1-2, even 2-2. He'll try and bounce that thing on home plate. Now, oftentimes, when he knows Pagan will chase above the strike zone, after he throws one down on home plate like he just did, he'll follow it up with a fastball out of the strike zone up. But if he throws something in the strike zone right now, it's a mistake.
And now full count.
Cutter down and in, and that's a pitch he's come up with the last couple of years. He used to be pretty much a 3-pitch guy, but that cutter has been a good pitch for him. It's also a pitch he can get a ground ball with.
Not likely Zito's going to take off.
I'm just impressed he's getting a 3-step lead.
And the walk, and the bases are loaded. So Francis now has put himself in a bad spot.
So Rosario going to come out and talk it over with Francis.
You know, one of the things, guys, we've traveled for almost 35 years, and you get on the road and you need distractions, and I'm assuming that this is a nice distraction for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's good for you mentally to get away, get out of the hotel, do some fun, and be out in the sunshine. It's nice. I was excited when I found out they had a day game today.
So Scudero to hit with the bases loaded and nobody out. Fastball high, 1 ball and no strikes.
Scudero, one of the best in this Giants lineup, adjusting after a first at bat. In the first AB, Francis utilized that outside corner a lot. And going to right field is one of Scudero's strengths.
And he goes to right. And Kadire is going to put it away. Tagging is Crawford, and look at Zito roll.
So you guys just don't see that type of athleticism in basketball, like you saw with Zito right there.
That's probably faster than I am.
So it'll be a sacrifice fly for Scudero.
Take a look at Barry Zito. I mean, very aggressive. This is a big play. He puts himself in score position now and sets up a runner at third, less than 2 out scenario.
You and I have no business getting on anybody running right now.
No, that's true.
Because we have a hard time. You cross the street and those numbers start to go down in a hurry. 10, 9, 8. We're running out of time.
Sometimes it takes us 2 lights to get across the same street.
Here's Posey. And the first pitch is wide to Buster Posey. 3-0 Giants on the sacrifice fly. Posey tripled in a run in the first inning. There's a strike on the inner half of the plate to even the count.
Well, Francis is not going to give in. I mean, he has to mix and move. Very similar style to that of Barry Zito. I mean, he's got to stay on the corners. He's got to start movement on the corner, let it fall out of the plate, hope you chase. Bounce that curveball on home plate.
Runner goes. Posey. Center field. Young on the move. Over his head. And into the seats. A ground rule double. Zito will score 4-0.
You guys are good luck. We're taking you on the road with us. Nice. Watch him. Again, he beat him the opposite way his first at bat. Triples alley for a triple. Here, the similar approach. Watch this front shoulder stay locked. Now, here comes the backside, completely in sync with that drive off the back leg. And watch the carry. When you get backspin, you get carry. And even the speed of Eric Young, not enough to catch up with that ball.
I'm surprised, Mike, that the Rockies don't have somebody up in the bullpen. Hunter Pence pops this one up. Rosario will come over, and it's going to be out of play.
Well, I agree. And this is a day where the Rockies could blow their bullpen out. They've got a day off tomorrow in San Diego. And that is a quiet scene.
And look, it's always a little bit dangerous to speculate. We don't know what's going on in their bullpen. Maybe they got some guys that are dinged up a little bit. Low and away to Hunter Pence. 1 ball and 1 strike. So if you're going to go to the concession stand today, what are you going to get?
I already had a Coors Light and a chicken sandwich.
All right, well, that's not bad.
I can only have 1 or 2 beers.
All right. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a shot, and what a play by Nelson. And now Pagan is going to come home, and they throw it away. It's one of those afternoons for the Colorado Rockies. Wow.
Bullet, 1 hopper, it takes Nelson and knocks his legs out. And Nelson, who normally has a very accurate arm, throws wide. Rosario has no chance. Well, you're right. It is one of those days.
Well, this is called getting half the play right.
And that's the half where you caught the ball.
And I think Rosario's feet got tangled just a little bit. Arias is going to be walked.
So, Kevin, no beer for you. What about at concessions? Got a great crab sandwich out in center.
I had a Philly cheesesteak with a lemonade, so I should be good.
You went right with the Philly cheesesteak?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
And the garlic fries, too.
Got to have garlic fries.
I think you should have a big basket of garlic fries right before you take to court tomorrow night for the likes of David Lee, Andrew Bogut. I think those guys would be digging that.
I don't think that'll go too well for myself. I stay away from it.
So if we go watch a game in Oklahoma City, what should we get concessions at your place? What's good?
I don't even know. I've never been up to the concourse, so you might have to try some on your own up there.
I'm pretty much Gatorade only at the arena.
Yeah, it's got to be something barbecue, I would think, in Oklahoma City. Here's Bell with the bases loaded. Five nothing Giants. Here's a couple of guys that went to University of Texas. Brandon Belt, Kevin Durant. I saw you talking to him before the game.
Yeah,
Little Texas conversation going on.
Yeah, he played Little League baseball with one of my college teammates. So it was good to see a Longhorn here, and hopefully he plays well today.
He's a good Longhorn too.
Yeah.
2 balls and no strikes. Now the bullpen for the Rockies starts to move around. Bell rolls this one foul. I think he hit it off his foot. It's 2-1. The Diamondbacks are having the same type of game as this one as they're taking on the Pirates. Jonathan Sanchez is having a tough day of it for Pittsburgh. It's 6-0 after 2. We've seen that.
He's not having any fun. That's for sure.
Outside the belt, 3-1.
Egmer Escalona, the right-hander, getting greased up now for the Rockies. It won't take him long to get heated up on a day like today.
And Belt on the 3-1 pitch. pulls it foul. Three and two. Belt stays alive.
Good pitch. A cut fastball. That's about his best bolt velocity. He's reaching back there at 88.
Your base runners: Posey, Pence, Arias. Nelson giving chase, and he'll make the catch. Posey has to stay put. 2 outs.
Such a frustrating at bat for a hitter when you have a runner at third and less 2 outs and you cannot get him in.
Well, and plus you had count leverage a couple of times. So here's Andres Torres. Torres bounced out to short to end the first inning. And a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Crawford, who led this inning off with a double, he's on deck. And a shot into right center field, and that's a base hit. Posey scores, Pence scores, Arias into third. And the Giants now have busted it wide open.
I'll tell you what, I mean, the one thing that the Giants have done so well today is the 2-out at bat where they can cash in an RBI. Saw it happen with Arias in the first, and here it's Andres Torres, and that's not a hanger either. He went down to beat a good pitch. That's exactly where Francis wanted to put this ball. Cutting in on the outside corner below the knees. You try and pull that ball, you're out. He stayed inside it beautifully, went the other way. Be happy with that swing of the bat. And Walt Weiss just told Jordan Pacheco, the first baseman, of Willie Rosario, to go out there and stall. And here comes Weiss, and he's going to the pin.
So with Walt Weiss coming out, I want to thank Kevin and Nick for playing along. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming up.
Best of health in the playoffs.
Yeah, we have an idea who you guys are going to play. And good luck against them. All right, when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. And the new pitcher is Edgmer Escalona facing Brandon Crawford. 2 outs, 5 runs in, and Crawford takes down low.
Let's take a look at the numbers for Escalona. Quite a contrast in styles of pitching, as he's got a good arm. You'll see low to mid-90s fastballs, and he is off to a nice start here in 2013.
To left field. Gonzalez will put it away, and that'll end the inning. 5 runs for the Giants. After 2, 7-0 San Francisco.
Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Big O Tires. Tires, service, straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Well, the San Diego Padres are going to come to AT&T Park next homestand Friday, April 19th. Well, that's fireworks night. 7:15 game, and the fireworks presented by Hanwha Solar. Saturday, April 20th, a 6:05 game. First 20,000 fans will receive a World Champions umbrella presented by Coca-Cola and Rayleigh's. And Sunday, April 21st, the 1:05 game. First 20,000 fans receive a World Champions banner presented by Box. So go to sfgiants.com and get your tickets. Get out here. We're having a ball.
Although that doesn't look that shabby, I got to tell you.
No, I think they got it knocked, as a matter of fact.
And I think there's something to be said. Here's Chris Nelson. Nelson hitting .261.
Now, that's the barbecue right there. That thing right. Some engineer figured that out.
One ball and one strike. Nelson 1 for 9 lifetime against Barry Zito.
In Barry Zito's mind, it is 1-0. You pitch your game.
There's a high strike, 2-2.
You got one way of getting people out. You got to stick to that way.
Look out. Stu Cole doing a little dance. Two-two pitch. Just inside. It's now 3-2.
Nice pitch there. Little cut fastball. one thing, when you have a 7-0 lead, though, on a 3-2 count, that's a point in time where you just say, here, pressure's on you. You do something.
Yep.
Don't want to start walking people, especially to start an inning.
And Zito does come in, and Nelson fouls it straight back. Zito has allowed one base runner. That was a walk to Carlos Gonzalez, and even at that, it was a pitch that some thought was a strike. Hit out of play again, and it stays at 3-2.
We have a man making the play, and who gets it? The tallest guy. That's just kind of how it is. More boats coming into the cove just to see what's going on.
Got him.
Backdoored him with a slider.
All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, Dwayne, well, your special guest this inning, Kevin Durant, he came up into the dugout before the game. The media kind of went crazy. They loved that he was here. He gave everyone an interview, but I think the players might have been more excited because he visited the clubhouse, and George Contos had this picture snapped. Now, nobody, especially Bruce Bochy, is buying that Kevin Durant isn't very good at playing first base. In fact, Boch said that he makes a darn good target at 6'9". I wonder why. Wow. And George Contos is 6'3" himself, so you can see there just how tall Kevin Durant is. Pretty fun moment for everyone here. Dwayne?
Indeed it was. Fun for us up here as Escalona fouls it back.
I think he's taller than 6'9".
He looked like 7'9" when I stood next to him.
He did.
I mean, as Escalona strikes out, I mean, it's been 100 years ago since I played basketball, but my goodness. Checked in with John and Dave. John will get right down to the deal with Kevin Durant.
There'll be one game that he played the last 3 years that John will want to know about.
Yeah, so when you took the ball across midcourt, if John wants an answer, he's going to get one.
He will get one.
Here's Young. Young drives one to left. Torres back. Torres will play it off the bottom of the wall. And Young is aboard with a 2-out double, and that's the first hit for the Colorado Rockies. So here's Rutledge.
Being told now that the game in Chicago today between the Brewers and the Cubs postponed.
That'll be a wild pitch. So who'd they say was pitching tomorrow? Was it Stoltz?
It's going to be Scott Feldman tomorrow.
Feldman.
Carlos Villanueva Friday, Jeff Samardzija Saturday, and Edwin Jackson on Sunday, provided they can be played. But it does not look like the weather's going to improve that much tomorrow.
In on the hands of Rutledge, and Scudero will put it away. Just bring your galoshes.
I got them. I don't go home without them.
Bay Area is brought to you by Provident Credit Union Super Reward Checking, a checking account that pays you.
Giants 7, Rockies nothing. As Zito will lead things off, and Escalona throws him a strike. Escalona replaced Francis and got the last out in the second. Zito with a sacrifice bunt in the second inning, and then he reached on a fielder's choice. Inside corner strike to Zito, 1-2. Zito foul down the left field line.
We have a lucky winner. Found a great home. Zito could do this for a while.
He might do this until 6 o'clock tonight. He might do that until 6 o'clock tonight.
I look forward to his at-bats because they're entertaining. And he has worked hard at it too. You have to know the guy. He will put some time in. If you think that there's a weakness to his game, he will spend hours trying to get better at it. Really one of the best pros I've ever been around.
Rutledge will make the play.
And he'll put it in play.
Log on to csnbayarea.com and click on Giants In-Game Live presented by Metro PCS. Enhance the in-game experience on your computer, smartphone, or tablet. Follow the action on the diamond like never ever before with in-depth stats, up to the second box scores, and join the social buzz with other fans.
Escalona, just about everything he throws at you is hard. He does have a changeup, but you don't see a lot of it. Pretty much his fastball, slider. Go get him. Low three-quarter release, almost a sling in his delivery. And at times he will have battles with command problems because of that low three-quarter sling.
Pagan fouls it back and out of play. Out of play again.
Well, the folks on the third base side of the field right now are having a ball. All right, Mom, nice pick. That's my mom. She's great. Oh, yeah, we take a bow. Deservedly. That little girl will never forget this moment.
Pagan hits a high drive into right center field. Young is on the move, and Young will make the catch on the track as he bounces up against the wall.
A nice play there. That ball was absolutely roasted. Just had a little bit too much height on it, which allowed Young, who can cover some ground, a chance to catch up. And he is not afraid to take on a wall. You see the reflection of the sun in his glasses. Watches it right into the pocket.
Sweet spot.
And he sweet spotted that. That's a good play.
So here's Scudero. We've been talking about the Giants. They'll head to Chicago after the game. The Rockies will go to San Diego, where they will have a day off tomorrow and then take on the Padres for 3. Called strike at the knees, 0-1. Yep. You got to just take in the whole moment. And right now, those two are.
Yeah, that's a lasting memory right there. Those two will never forget it.
Scudero down the right field line. He's got his stroke back, folks. Hits off of the first archway, and Scudero's got a double.
Well, the 2012 San Francisco Giants Championship Collection for fans has arrived. This collection is made up of an assortment of commemorative pieces, including personalized championship fan rings, earrings, cufflinks, charms, and more. The collection is exclusively sold at all Bay Area Bay Area Giants dugout stores. And you can also go online to sfgiants.com/fanring. I want to get that, I want to get that, I want to get that.
You want to get it all. Yep, here's Posey. 93 on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Some Buster Posey fans. Today for Buster Posey, how about a triple to knock in a run? And then in his next at bat, how about a double to knock in a run? And he has scored both times. On the ground to third, where Nelson cuts it off. Side retired. No runs, a double, 1 left. 4th inning coming up. 7-0 Giants.
So this date in Giants history, go back to April 10th, 1962. That's when the Giants win their season opener against the Braves by a score of 6-0. Candlestick Park. That's right. Juan Marichal hooked up with Warren Spahn, and Marichal beats him. 6-0 the Braves from Milwaukee, and in that ball game, Willie Mays takes Warren Spahn deep for his first home run of the year. That's a good memory.
That is a good memory.
Although you were not happy about it at the time.
No, I was not. But eventually got over it. This little guy's happy. Imagine if we'd had that when we were young, what our knees would look like. I mean, we had scars on them now, but my word. Here's Gonzalez facing Zito, and first pitch high, 1 ball and no strikes.
We had skateboards with bad wheels. They were hard. If you hit a piece of ice plant or a rock, you stopped. They were terrible.
Terrible.
I wish I had that thing when I was a kid.
1-0 pitch to Gonzalez is wrapped to Pagan, who's going to make the catch coming in. Here's our AT&T trivia question. Tweet your answer to @CSN Giants. Which 2 seasons did the Giants set a San Francisco franchise record with 47 comeback wins? Here's Tulowitzki.
Giants fan wants to be on TV. Well, there you go.
Tulowitzki wraps one. Can Pagan chase this one down? He cannot. It's off the top of his glove. And Tulowitzki's going to end up at second base. I guarantee you Pagan's disappointed.
Well, any outfielder gets that much glove on a ball. I don't care how awkwardly they get to it and touch it. If they get that much glove on it, they think they should catch it. I mean, it would have been a great play, but you can see what he's up against looking into the sun. And it just on the tip of his fingertips.
So here's Kadire. Kadire bounced out to Arias. Arias made a very nice play. The hit by Tulowitzki, the second in the game for the Rockies. Down low, 2-0.
A lot of moms and their children today. Day baseball in the city, always a hit.
Sometimes you just need to give little ones that age a little room. Bleachers are good for that. Swing and a miss by Kadire, 2-1. Crawford gets a nice hop to Belt. Tulowitzki moves to third. And here's Rosario. Rosario popped out in the second inning.
Pitches so far for Zito. 2 outs here in the fourth.
Breaking ball strike to Rosario. Tulowitzki at third. A mile high into center field. And that'll end the inning. No runs, a double, 1 left. Hunter Pence is going to lead things off.
authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LP.
All right, our AT&T trivia question. Which 2 seasons did the Giants set a San Francisco franchise record with 47 comeback wins? 98 and 2001.
A lot of comeback wins throughout this history.
My goodness.
I think 82, you were on that team with 46 comeback wins.
I think we were there for all of those. Pence fouls it back.
That second half of the season you guys had back in 1982, you were the best team in the National League.
Well, it helped that the first place team lost 10 in a row and the Giants won 10 in a row. You pick up some ground that way.
Yeah, you do.
As Pence bounces out to third. And that was the Atlanta Braves. Might have been 9 in a row. Here's Arias. Arias is singled and then was walked intentionally in the second. He is so valuable. Filling in at different spots. To left for Nelson. 2 outs, and here's Belt. Giants won the National League West last year, and Sandoval went on the disabled list twice, both times for a significant amount of time, and it was Arias that held it for him.
He really did. He was invaluable. Did so many things for Bruce Bochy and did them all well. I mean, he really is the model for a utility player.
He is. He won a spot on the team in spring training of 2012. Had a good spring. Quiet.
And he looks like Kobe Bryant.
Very nice. Got a good personality. He's got a great smile. And if you call him Kobe, he will bust out laughing. Two balls and 1 strike. So now, who's, besides the Warriors, who's your favorite team?
Okie City.
Okie City. I'm in. Doesn't take much.
I just wish they were in the Eastern Division.
Belt rolls the breaking ball foul.
Now that's a good quick little slider from Escalona. Never ceases to amaze me though when you meet athletes from other sports, how humble they are when they come into a clubhouse at a big league stadium, and vice versa. The Giants, the years that Kurt Manwaring was here, he used to always set it up where some of us were able to go into some of the hockey towns because Manwaring was such a hockey fan, and we would meet some of the players, and it's just a lot of mutual admiration, athlete to athlete.
Well, look, it's not just any day where one of the top 3 basketball players in the NBA walks into your clubhouse. And that's what Kevin Durant is.
And he was as humble can be. And I think that's the thing that it sticks out in your mind. I mean, he took all the time in the world. He signed whatever they wanted to have him signed. He took the pictures. Hunter Pence gave him a bat. He was psyched. Truly impressed by the gift. I mean, It's nice to see.
Belt stays alive. Got a nice text from Mark Grant watching. Former Giant, now broadcaster with the Padres. And Belt strikes out swinging to end the inning. So appreciate touching base with us, Mr. Grant. 7.
Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Cache Creek is giving away 16 cars, guaranteed. Visit cachecreek.com for information.
Padres are in town for their first visit. We just mentioned Mark Grant. The weekend of April 19th. It'll be the 19th, 20th, 21st. The Friday night game, fireworks presented by Hanwha Solar. It's a 7:05 start. Stick around, post-game fireworks. Tickets are available. Go to sfgiants.com. What could be better than the Padres and fireworks? As Pacheco takes a pitch high, 1 ball and no strikes. Pacheco, Nelson, and Escalona. Belti strike to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Zito just out there carving turkeys. Shaving the corners of that strike zone. That's an old NBC sports hat. Used to have that hat.
Arias across the diamond to Belt. Hey, Amy G is here, and we're so happy. Amy?
Hi, Dwayne. You're also going to be happy to hear that our web series Diamond Girls is back, and we've shot the very first webisode. It's available at csnberry.com. Angel Pagan's wife, Wendy Pagan, definitely the better looking of that duo for sure, joined me, and she was great, you guys. She shared how she felt when Angel signed a 4-year contract. She also tells us what she likes most about San Francisco. csnberry.com. Dwayne?
All right. Good stuff. Here's Nelson with 1 out. Look out, right past where it came from. And Nelson is aboard, a 1-out single.
2-hit day so far for Nelson. He had been pretty quiet in this series up until today.
So Torrealba's going to hit.
It's unusual to see the second catcher come in as a pinch hitter in the 5th inning. Simply because if something happens to Rosario, the starting catcher, Paul Weiss is going to have a problem.
See the tall one, because Volstad getting loose.
There's Rosario.
Strike called to Torrealba.
I guess he could catch Jordan Pacheco. Hey, there's a brand new one. I'd say 2 months old.
Yup.
Got her bonnet on. Hungry. Always hungry.
Torrealba 3 for 22 lifetime against Zito.
Well, he's not going to want to have a copy of that last swing.
He's not.
That will not make his video scrapbook. It is a great day for ice cream.
Torrealba stays alive. Nelson at first with 1 out. Look out, it's 1 and 2.
That looks like fun. And he is not breaking any laws.
And for Torrealba, he spanks that high pitch into left field for a base hit. And now it's the top of the order in Eric Young Jr.
Up, ran out of gas. This guy never has to worry about that problem.
Very comfortable day here in the city.
It's a great day to get on the water out of the bay. Even in a duck boat.
Even in a duck boat. Young is flied out and he's doubled.
Team Alpha. That's a one-man team.
Wasn't that the guy you played golf with yesterday?
Roger Maltby? Yeah, kind of looks like him. Here's a little long.
That could be part of the cap now. Here's a strike to Young.
That's true. This guy having a ball.
One ball and one strike.
Zito looking for a ground ball to get a couple outs back in that dugout. He has slowed things down.
This will be pitch number 68 for Zito. One and two. Zito with 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. Two and two.
Pretty good take right there for Eric Young. That's not an easy pitch to take. As big as his curveball is, You see the distribution of outs. Fly ball pitcher. As big as this curve is, when he starts it down low, I mean, you commit to it, and all of a sudden, boom, it's down the dirt. A lot of guys chase it. That's been a good strikeout pitch for him for a long time.
Hunter Pence will move over and put it away.
And a fly ball.
Posey just a few words with Zito. Not a lot of wind at the start of this game. It's starting to move the flags a little bit more. That's a pretty sight.
Yeah, that is a pretty sight. A banner for a world championship. There are 7 that fly proudly above the stadium, 6 above the clock in center field, 1 just raised this year out by the rest of the flagpoles in right center. There's the 2010 version.
Crawford gives ground to get a better hop, and a nice play to end the inning. He really gets rid of the ball quickly. It remains 7-0 Giants.
Eight career home runs, 2 grand slams, and 3 three-run homers. I'm pretty sure I told you last year, maybe the year before, that I picked the right spot. So last night he picked a great spot. Giants down in the ball game 6-2. He steps up there, 2 men on, and he goes opposite field for his 2nd career home run here at AT&T. A 3-run shot the opposite way, and that turned the game around.
On the first pitch, Torres drives it, and Young's not going to get it. And off the bottom of the wall, and Andres Torres with a leadoff double. And it's time for a change. Think Speedy, oil change and tune-up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
The numbers for Chris Volstad, they're not that pretty. 4 hits allowed, 2 2/3. And he comes in and very quickly gets put into the stretch with a runner in scoring position. Volstad is a hard thrower. He's low 90 sink. Got a changeup, slider combination, and a curveball. It's my 80th birthday and my first game. Well, happy birthday.
Here's Crawford. A double and a fly ball to left. He did all of that in the 2nd inning. Bounces this one over the mound for Tulowitzki. Crawford retired, and Torres moves to third, and Zito's got a shot for an RBI.
Well, strikeout situation for Volstead, so he's going to go at him hard. And Zito, as we so often say, will somehow always seem to manage to put that ball in play.
So Zito trying to bunt for a hit, and he bunts it foul. Breaking ball to Zito is down low with Angel Pagan on deck. Giants with 2 in the first, 5 in the second. And they chased Jeff Francis in that second inning. Zito flips one to left, and he's got a hit. Coming in to score is Torres, and Zito with his first RBI of the year.
Always seems to put the wood on the ball. If you do that, you're a threat. And his hits go to right field like he's a right-handed pull hitter. Not a whole lot of swing, just a little bat hit control. Like he's playing Pepper, let the guy supply the power. Nice at bat.
So here's Pagan. Pagan is 1 for 2. Strike call to Pagan. Volstead pitched an inning and 2/3 on Monday through 29 pitches.
Zito hit 667, and it's a productive 667.
Pagan out of play. Cannot argue that point about Barry Zito. Arizona is waxing the Pirates. It's 10-1 in the 5th. Outside to Pagan for 1-2.
That is not the Vienna Boys Choir Alumni Club.
I'm looking at this, Mike. Look at the male to female ratio down there.
Well, I think she's in a good spot.
Slowly hit. Tulowitzki will charge and just throw out Pagan. Nice play by Tulowitzki.
I think it was wear your blue shirt day and bang your tie.
There's a couple of ladies in the second row.
It's serious business, though. That's position A.
Yeah. So somewhere there's a rack of ties, correct?
Yeah, I would think so.
Here's Scudero with Zito at second base, 2 outs. Scudero is 1 for 2. He doubled in the 3rd. And that's wrapped just foul.
Well, you're right. He's found his stroke this homestand.
And you know what? He really didn't have his stroke. Buster Posey didn't have it. And the Giants survived. Some other guys struggling. Belt. Survived. Sandoval, Pence, some home runs, key hits. Pagan has been getting on base. And of course, the pitching and the bullpen.
Well, and when you think about it, they really didn't have that many games in spring training where they really got a chance to play with one another. Somebody was always out of the lineup, 2 or 3 guys.
Scudero, a flare to right. He's got another hit. And they're going to hold up Zito, which is a wise move. But a base hit for Scudero. So here's Posey. A triple and a double for Buster Posey.
Now they came into this homestand. Scudero hitting the 083. He's now at 235. Posey at 200. He's now at 259.
Zito standing at third. Scudero at first. And tight to Buster Posey, 1-0. Back. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Good swing. For a lot of spring training, he was having a hard time letting that ball get to him. And he was reaching in his swing. Hit a lot of balls off the end of the bat. Then you went through that process where you started to get jammed. You were late. It just wasn't, his timing wasn't there, but it has definitely been found here in this homestand.
2-1 now to Buster Posey. Out of play. And you can see his swings are a lot better.
But if you're a hitting coach, there's always somebody who's looking for a swing. And right now it's Brandon Belt. You never really seem to have all 13 of your guys dialed.
Posey with a base hit to left. That'll knock in Zito, and it's 9-0. And that's a 3-hit day for Buster Posey.
That's 3 legs of the cycle, too.
I'm telling you, the closer he gets to Milwaukee, the better he starts to swing.
It's amazing. Well, that swing of the bat right there is something he couldn't do. This ball is on the inside corner with movement running in. He stays inside it. Now, that's where they like to pitch this guy. But when you're staying inside it, now watch the barrel head. The knob will lead through the swing, and then boom, he gets right to it.
Pence takes a pitch high. Pence looking for his first hit. He scorched one to Nelson in the second inning. Nelson made a great play to glove it. He then threw home and threw it away. So it ended up Pence reached on an error. Well, 1-2. And Pence strikes out to end the inning. Giants score 2, 6th inning coming your way. It's 9-0 Giants.
Giants. Time now for our Ford Right Choice. We're going to show you a couple of plays by our fans. One, a father with his 2 sons out enjoying a little afternoon baseball. It makes a one-hander and psyched up the boys.
But this one, Mikey.
This one is mom and daughter, and watch mom. It comes her way. She puts the snag on, and she gets a hug. That's great. And that's our Ford Right Choice. Woohoo!
And everybody around her was feeling the vibe, man. They were feeling it.
That's the best.
So are these guys.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you that's a birthday party.
It's a pretty good birthday present,
I bet
right?
you that's a gift. Here's Carlos Gonzalez facing Barry Zito. Inning number 6. And Gonzalez hits one on the nose to Scudero, who makes the catch going down to a knee. 1 pitch, 1 out.
It looked like that thing may have knuckled on him. It really used up every bit of that glove. Now, he didn't have a big glove to begin with. Got one of the small webs you'd see on a second baseman. And this rang his hand up a little bit. And watch how it sort of rattles around in there. And I think it knuckled. When a ball gets squared up sometimes, it'll go out to an infielder or an outfielder, and there'll be no spin on the ball. It's just like a knuckleball, only it's going 100 miles an hour. It's not fun. You miss those?
I do not miss those. I liked them better at night than I did during the day because I have to deal with the glare and the shirts, the background. Tulowitzki struck out in the first, and he doubled off the glove of Pagan in the 4th. In the dirt, 2 balls and no strikes.
Oh, yeah, there's a Steph Curry fan. Getting rested up for tomorrow night's game with Okie City. Again, congratulations to the Warriors going to the playoffs. So you think the Warriors celebrated last night when they clinched?
Yeah, I think they did. I think they should have.
Do you think the Miami Heat celebrates when they clinch?
No, I don't. Tulowitzki pops it up. It'll be Crawford. When you're away from the Bay Area and you can't watch the Giants on Comcast Sportsnet, you can take your team with you with MLB.tv. Watch every out-of-market game live online. MLB.tv Premium includes a free subscription to At Bat 13. MLB.tv to order. Get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Here's Kadire. Swing and a miss.
Team Oracle out practicing. It's going to happen here in August. They're going to race for America's Cup. That's going to be exciting. I don't think the Bay Area quite understands what's about to happen here in August. It is going to be off the charts exciting.
Good breaking ball, 1-2.
You would look good in that.
1-2. High and foul down the right field line and out of play. See Kevin Durant. Nick Collison with stretch. Hey, they're getting the first class treatment.
I don't think they've sat down since they got to the ballpark.
That's a bullet, and it's a fair ball past Arias. And Kadire is going to have a 2-out double.
Now, the guy that Durant has his arm around, he's 6'8".
Well, it sure seemed like that. So here's Rosario. On the ground, foul. And it's no balls and 1 strike.
All right. Lefty, pick out a winner. Left Brown. There we go. easy lefty.
Good pitch, nothing in 2.
Changeup absolutely locked up Rosario.
Outside, came back with a fastball, 1-2. Two and 2. Kadire. The double, the 5th hit off of Zito. The Rockies have stranded 5 in this game. Slowly hit Arias, a tough play. He will come in and he will try to barehand it and come up empty. It'll be an infield hit. Kadire moves to third, and Jordan Pacheco's going to hit.
Just a flat-out fang. That's what that was. Swinging bunt. 2-strike count. Your third baseman's playing back in the bag, especially with a guy. You can see how far back Arias is here. And there's just no way that you're going to be able to come in. And Rosario's not a fast runner, but he didn't have to be. And cannot get a grip, so it's a big league knock.
So here's Pacheco. Pacheco is lined out to third and bounced out to third. And he lines this one foul. Twelve hits tonight for the Giants. Or today, last night, the Giants with 14.
Well, this is exactly what Hensley Mullins has been waiting for. And it's just about rhythm. Lineup getting comfortable with one another.
Good curveball, 0-2.
It's so hard to stand that pitch if you're hitting off the right side from Zito. That big curveball you see early, and you quit on it. You just think it's going to be outside high, and all of a sudden it just keeps working its way back into the strike zone. And then you come back, throw that same pitch below the strike zone, bounce to the home plate.
And he chops it foul.
Same pitch, a little high.
Oh, 2 to Jordan Pacheco. Got him with a high fastball, and that ends the inning. It remains 9-0 Giants.
Is brought to you by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Well, Tuesday, April 23rd is Filipino Heritage Night, presented by Ligo Sardines. And your special event package will include a ticket to the Giants taking on the D-backs game in one of the Filipino Heritage sections, and a limited edition cultural Linscomb scarf. Very cool. So a reminder, to receive the Filipino Heritage Night item, you need to purchase this special event ticket. So go to sfgiants.com/special events or call 415-972-2298.
Out on the arcade, our fans, as they move around. There's a group of kids up there showing their colors as Arias will step up. Arias takes a strike. Knocked in a run with a 2-out hit in the first. A walk in the second. He bounced out to third in the fourth. Bang, bang, 0-2. Some lopsided scores today in the National League. Cardinals beat the Reds this afternoon 10-0. Arizona leading Pittsburgh 10-1.
That was the Jonathan Sanchez start.
Tulowitzki 1 out. And here's Belt. Belt is 1 for 3. And the first pitch a bit wide. If you're Brandon Belt, then you have to think about what a great spring you had. Felt great, locked in, 8 home runs. And you get to the ballpark for the opener in LA, and you either had the flu or food poisoning. One or the other, it just beats you up.
He lost 10 pounds.
And it really has set him back.
Well, Giants are winning games. That's a good thing. And he's not mechanically screwed up top. Remember, he used to have that big front shoulder turn, block out that inside corner. Well, he's mechanically sound, so you just let him play his way out of it. And sooner or later, he'll get that feeling back, and as soon as he gets that back, he'll get the confidence back, and away he goes.
And he drives on the left, and he's got a hit. Gets by Gonzalez, and Belt is in at second base.
And that's the type of a bat that will go a long way with Brandon Belt in rebuilding his confidence. I mean, that is a little sinker out over the plate. And instead of trying to pull it, stays inside it. Goes the opposite way with some drive. I mean, that thing really ripped through that gap in left center. So a double, a 2-hit day. And Belt now up to 154 with the average. And that's a climb.
Here's Andres Torres.
Started the day at 091.
Torres has got a couple of hits today.
Yeah, he started at 188. He's at 263. I mean, don't you love the beginning of the year where you can put 80 points on your batting average?
Foul back. Yeah, you can't get too wrapped up into what your numbers are early, but if it's to the point where you're 1 for 20, then it does start to bother you.
As we said, Torres started at 188. I mean, you don't even want to see the stat sheet at 188, but 263, you can hang in there a little bit. There's not one guy on that list right there that doesn't feel they have the ability to hit 300. They all feel that way. Somewhere around down the road, in order to get here, they've hit 300 or more. I always used to wonder what Barry Bonds used to think reading the stat sheet.
Tapped foul.
Barry Bonds. That's where number 756 went. He would add 6 more to that total, wind up with 762.
And Torres hanging in there. He fouls it back. Another nice catch in the stands. And Torres hammers one into center field, a base hit. Belt froze when the ball was hit. So Torres has 3 hits. Chronicle Live tonight, presented by Farmers. It'll be on at 5, right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Jim Kozimor is going to host it like he always does. Joe Posnanski. You know Joe, we had lunch with Joe.
Joe Posnanski, one of the best riders in our great country. I mean, he gets it.
Check out Joe Posnanski on Chronicle Live.
Adam Ottavino, number O. Hey, it's my birthday.
So which one do you think?
The guy holding the Y. Because he is not sober.
Crawford takes inside, 1-0. That guy?
Yeah, that guy right there. I'm voting for him. That's his birthday.
Foul down the left field line. That'll be on top of the mound and then into the seats. Crawford doubled in the second inning. High pop up. Tulowitzki battling and he dropped it. They're still going to get the force play at second, but coming in to score is Belt. So Crawford will reach on a fielder's choice.
It's an RBI. You can see the shadow behind Tulowitzki, and now you throw a little wind on top of it. You do the pop-up dance, and even a guy who's a great glove can have a bit of a problem. Raised in the Bay Area, I might add. He grew up dealing with these pop-ups.
Here's Zito.
There's nothing easy about this play. Nothing.
Zito slashes one foul. If you're coming to AT&T Park and you know Barry Zito is the starting pitcher, and you should bring your glove anyway, but if you're going to be sitting down the left field line, bring two. Bring one for your right hand and one for your left.
And bring a mask for your date.
Because Zito is going to give you some opportunities. Oh, man. You talk about a happy camper.
Uh-huh.
That looks just like you on the airplane.
That's right. And I don't wipe my mouth either.
Well, I've got pictures of that. Zito with a base hit to left field. Is he leading the team in hitting?
I think he is. I think he is.
And they're giving Zito a standing ovation. Why not?
The story of Barry Zito is inspirational. It really is. And after all this time, the relationship that he has with Northern California is just off the charts. He has persevered, folks, and he deserves that ovation.
Well, Weiss is going to pull a double switch here. It's the first career two-hit game for Zito. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back. Sportsnet Bay Area. 10-0 Giants.
New pitcher now for the Rockies. We saw him in game 1, Adam Ottavino. And he is looking for some confidence, and it's been a rough start for him. A lot of it hedges on the command. He's not had great command. A lot of hittable pitches.
So Blanco. In for Pagan. Takes a strike and it's 0-1.
Ottavino's got a good arm. He throws hard. He'll go low to mid-90s with the fastball and hard slider.
Oh, 2 to Gregor Blanco, hitting .231. Blanco in the game last night went 1 for 3, scored a run, knocked one in, walked a couple of times. Out of play. Nick Noonan's on deck. And the strikeout will end the inning. Giants had a run. We will head to the 7th, 10-0. San Francisco.
Upper deck? No way!
Here's our Toyota game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. A lot of runs today for the Giants. Jeff Francis got lit up. Zito's been terrific, and he's also got a couple of hits. An RBI, he scored a couple of runs. Tulowitzki, well, he is now out of the ball game, 2 for 10 with a solo home run in the series. Buster Posey's heating up, folks. He's got 3 hits today.
Just about time to hop on a plane and head to the Midwest. A couple of defensive changes for the Giants. Gregor Blanco, who pinch hit for Pagan, stays in the game at center field. And Nick Noonan will play second base. Marco Scudero out of the game.
So here's Chris Nelson, and on the first pitch to Nelson, he drives it into center field for a base hit. And that'll bring up Herrera, who came in on the double switch. And now the bullpen will start to move around a little bit.
Well, the pitch count dictates that. That last pitch for Zito, number 92. And he has been something today. There you see 92 pitches, 63 in the strike zone. And they haven't been to the middle of the strike zone. They've been all around it. Carbon turkeys.
To this offensive-minded Rockies lineup, you have to be all around it. If you're in the middle of the plate, you're in trouble.
Well, think about what the Rockies were hitting as a team when they started this series. They were hitting 333 as a group. Killing the ball. Bumgarner, the bullpen, held him to 2 runs in game 1. In last night's ball game, Giants pitching allowed just 4 hits. And then today, they haven't dinged the scoreboard at all. Hitters hate that. They hate when they check a swing and get a strike. They hate it. They paid their money. They want to get their hacks in.
Blocked by Buster Posey, 2-2. Bruce Bochy was talking about Scudero. Day off maybe tomorrow. Nick Noonan could get a start, which would be his first. Hey, what a great place to have your first start.
Wrigley Field.
Wrigley Field.
That's where I had my first start. Never forgot it. Never will.
Herrera, a healthy rip. It stays at 2-2. First 2 starts as a Giant, no runs, 6 innings. That's the last time he's done that. That would have been Barry Zito's first year with the Giants and Barry Bonds' last year with the Giants. There's a few on this team that played with Barry Bonds. Matt Cain would be the other one. Tim Lincecum.
Yeah, they've all learned from Barry Zito. They've learned how to be a professional baseball player. How to deal with good and how to deal with bad.
Crawford to Noonan to Belt.
Tell you what, if there's a guy that gets rid of the ball quicker than Brandon Crawford, I want to see it.
I'm telling you.
It just does not stay in this club very long. Perfect throw, high feed right to Noonan, and a nice turn.
Trust me, second baseman appreciate that throw there more than you'll ever know. Here's Young. I played with guys that I wanted to release.
Why?
They just, they give you a lollipop throw and
throw you a changeup.
Like, please. I'm going to get killed. 0-2.
Well, it was a different era, too. I mean, there was no rules of the game governing as to how you could go into second base.
There was a rule, and that's put that guy in the hospital.
Yeah, you're right.
Nothing better than a strikeout to end what might be your last inning. 0-2 to Young. If he gets a strikeout here, you're going to hear the loudest roar of the day. We almost heard the loudest roar of the day.
Well, Barry Zito, after his outing today, is going to get an all-expense paid vacation to Chicago, Illinois. His next start will be against the Brewers in Milwaukee.
One and two. So Zito trying to finish strong here in the 7th inning. And this crowd wants to get into it even more. And Young stays alive.
Well, that's how you like to walk off after a strikeout, and I think he's pitching for it.
Foul again. Two and two. And now a full count. Zito clearly doesn't want to have to come out of the game. He might if he loses Young. And he would like to have Young earn it. So you would suspect that this pitch would be somewhere in the hit me zone. Crawford, smooth, belt, smooth. And now listen to this crowd as Zito departs. Standing ovation for Zito. 10-0 Giants. Throwing out the first pitch with Ahmed, and I think you threw a strike for sure. See Lucille having some fun. Herniak is now in left field. And Noonan takes a pitch high. We talk about big hits last night. Noonan had a big hit.
He did. He's got a nice approach.
He's starting to feel like he's a big leaguer, I'll bet.
Oh, one thing great about Nick Noonan. Whatever happens to him up here in regards to success, he is going to feel like he's earned it. Nope. 6 years in the minor leagues, did not miss a level. He's ready to go. He's paid his dues.
Swing and a miss. 1-2 for Noonan. 2,445 at bats in the minor leagues. How about that?
That's paying dues.
Outside and high.
And when you take the road that he's taken to get to the big leagues, by the time you get here, number one, you're not intimidated by anything because you have paid your dues and you have earned the respect of your teammates when you walk in that clubhouse, because they know the journey that he's taken.
That one bounced up and got Rosario. This was his first big league hit.
Joe Kelly, a hard thrower from the Cardinals, and that's no cheapie either. Bolt right back up the middle.
That was the blowout game on Sunday. All took something positive out of that game. Outside to Noonan. 3-2. The walk.
Nice at bat.
Here's Buster Posey, 3 for 4. A triple, a double, and a single. All hits knocked in a run today.
And a chance for the cycle. It's a home run. It's a cycle.
Look out.
I guarantee he could hear the spin of that one going by him.
Well, just for a slight reason that Buster wasn't into this at bat, he is now.
Yeah.
And he skies this one to center field. 1 out. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, Dwayne, you and Mike were talking about Brandon Belt earlier in the broadcast, and I actually sat down and chatted with Brandon myself. People can check out the interview in its entirety. It's our Hum BB. It's ready at csnberry.com, and we talk about him losing all that weight from the stomach virus and how he's trying to get his way back. But we also had some fun. We talk about, of course, the Olive Garden, and he makes a little bit of fun of Brandon Crawford. So you got to check it out, csnberry.com. Dwayne?
Well, thanks, Amy. If he needs to come up with a way to put on some pounds, we just give him our diet. He'll put on about 5 in 2 days.
Oh, he'll put on 2 in the road in the flight to Chicago alone.
3 days in Milwaukee. Oh,
that's 8.
2 balls and no strikes. The Midwest. I think Hunter Pence was sitting on high fastball.
Well, yeah, look up. You want to try and look for a pitch like this right up or under your chin at 94.
I mean, he was on this.
I just think he gets in his mind he's going to swing no matter what. That's a 2-0 count. I'm launching.
He has got the longest fingers of any baseball player I've ever seen. Hit on the ground to third, where Nelson will get the out there, and the out is not made there. It's thrown up against the front of the Rockies dugout. Infielders, or especially middle infielders, really get saved in this era from a lot of errors because most dugouts now have screens in front of them. If you don't have a screen, that's an error.
E6 or E4.
There's a strike on the outside corner. Javi Lopez getting loose.
Nice easy 93 from Ottavino. Right now he's not that comfortable of an at bat if you're hitting off him from the right side.
And that'll do it for Arias. The Giants strand Noonan. Pre-game live will start at 10:30. We'll be on the air right at the top of the hour, 11, right here in Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Giants hit the road. It'll be 4 day games in Chicago at Wrigley Field. You can get complete coverage right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. And tomorrow it'll be Ryan Vogelsong. $10-0 Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
New pitcher now for Bruce Bochy will be Javier Lopez. Fourth time that he has come into a game. No record, ERA 5.40. Not happy with the hits that he's allowed in 1, 2, and 2/3. I think he's throwing with a lot of confidence right now. He really had to search a long time at spring training for a consistency of his release. And I think he's found it. Guillermo Quiroz into catch now. Buster Posey's day is done.
Here's Rutledge. Rutledge is 0 for 3.
You know, you hear stories around baseball about how certain pitchers have certain catchers. If they're starting pitchers, they'll have a caddy. And it's common. It happens a lot.
Wrap to Crawford. On to the other Brandon. 1 out.
It's one thing if you're a relief pitcher, you know, you cannot have a preferred catcher. That's not in the makeup. That's not part of your deal.
So you can't make a request that when you come in somebody else does?
No, you cannot. Starting pitcher, they can do whatever they want. And if they're winning games, they can even make out the lineup. But relief pitchers are not afforded that luxury.
Starting pitcher get to pick the music in the clubhouse?
Yeah. Life is good. Rex Brothers, the only lefty in the bullpen for the Rockies, starting to get heated up. He needs some work. Guys have not seen him in this series.
By the way, this is Berniak, who's now behind 0-2.
Giants have not seen the closer for the Rockies, Rafael Betancourt.
Berniak stays alive. A lot of souvenirs today. Another sellout crowd. 41,606. Lopez gets the strikeout. 2 down. Barry Zito didn't just shut out the Rockies. He got 2 hits. Check these out.
Well, and they are always things of beauty. They always go to left field. And he got a standing ovation after this one. First time in his career that he's had 2 hits in a game. He's hitting .750. Last year, the whole year, he hit .075.
Well, he likes to keep it around his number. Here's Fowler, who bounces to Crawford, and Lopez with a nice inning. Brandon Belt's going to lead things off 10-0 Giants. some of the very nice sights and sounds in today's ball game. It's 10-0 Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Rex Brothers is on the hill.
You see the numbers out to a very solid start, and he's got good stuff. See a lot of fastballs, and they're live, low 90s. Hard thrower.
First pitch is down low. Belt with a couple of hits. He singled. His last at bat, he doubled. He's going to be happy on the flight home or the flight to Chicago. But 3 for 5 might get you an extra bag of those chips that they have stored above our seats. Out of play.
If he gets a hit here, he's still not going to smile. He's not going to smile until his average is right up around what he left spring training at.
Two balls and a strike. Out of play, 2-2.
You see the 154. I mean, he started today at 091. So, I mean, at least he's off the bingo card. Now he needs to get off the interstate. Spring training, the hottest man on the planet.
Second day of the season, the sickest man on the planet.
The sickest. Well, stay tuned immediately after Giants baseball for Esurance Giants postgame live. Highlights, reaction, and analysis, and it's all coming up right after the game.
2-2. Belt hanging in there.
Seeing some healthy fastballs. Stadium gun had that one at 95.
And Belt out swinging. So Brothers gets the strikeout. And here's Andres Torres. No extra bag of chips.
Yep, you can forget that. Still, he's coming out of it. That's good to see.
Yeah, he is. Torres takes high. How about the day for Andres Torres?
Started hitting 188. He's at 300 right now. Stepping into the batter's box.
3 for 4. Four for his last 5 if you consider the pinch hit double in the 8th inning yesterday. Two and two. Brothers is a very talented lefty.
Coveted. A lot of teams would love to have this guy.
Torres into left center field, but moving over is Briniak, and he'll put it away. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Crawford. Crawford has an RBI today. He's got 4 on the season. Guillermo Quiroz is on deck. And a shot up the middle, and Crawford picks up his second hit. So here's Quiros. Quiros did a lot of catching during the spring.
Now he's leading the team in hitting.
Two balls and no strikes.
He showed some power off too in spring training.
He did. Well, he's a very good defensive catcher. And Brothers right now having a hard time throwing him a strike. Three and 0. And a strike right at the knees. 3 balls and 1 strike. Tomorrow morning in Chicago. Stay tuned. Post-game wrap is coming up in just a bit. But in Chicago tomorrow, I'll talk about the game with Murph and Mac on KMBR 680, the sports leader. Goody's here.
Hey, Goody's here. There's another double O. Jeff Leonard and Goody, my 2 favorite double O's.
Did you see Murph today at the ballpark?
Really?
Did you see him?
No.
Yeah.
Did you?
Well, I saw him in the clubhouse, but chose not to come up to the booth.
You mean Brian Murphy or Miguel Murphy?
Brian Murphy, the one who I'll be on KMBR with tomorrow.
I did not see him.
So here's Blanco with 2 outs, 2 runners on. And that pitch is down low, 1 ball and no strikes. Blanco tries to check his swing, and he goes around. It's a ball and a strike. A win today for the Giants. They'll go 6-3. Rockies take the loss. They'll go 5-4.
Yeah, Rockies came rolling into San Francisco 5-1 on the year. Had won their first 2 series. Hit .333. Giants have slowed him down.
Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Giants were looking to try and find some rhythm offensively. They accomplished that. Early in the year, if you're a manager, you like to see your team come back from a deficit. Pretty big one. Well, the Giants did that in game 2, down 4 runs. Came back and won that.
Panda taking the day off. Bruce Bochy said before the game he just didn't want to send Panda out there if he was less than 100%. Runners go, and that's foul and out of play.
Well, he said he planned on giving him an off day this week anyway, and that's pretty commonplace around baseball. Nobody in spring training plays 5-6 days in a row. You just don't. Now all of a sudden the season starts and you find yourself doing it. Guys get a little wore down, so an off day much appreciated by players early in the year.
No swing, and Noonan will hit with the bases loaded. Brothers got the first 2 outs, and it's been a bit problematic to get that 3rd one.
He looks a little rusty. First time he's been in this series. As I mentioned earlier, we have not seen the Rockies closer, Rafael Betancourt, even for a maintenance inning.
High to Noonan, who drew a walk in the 7th. All right. Rosario says, we need to talk.
Well, this is going to be a pretty quick conversation. Like, you're just throwing right now. You got a pitch out here. Let's go. We've seen it how many times with relievers who are normally late inning guys, set up type relievers, and Brothers is that guy. You get in a 10-0 ball game and his concentration's not there. There's no adrenaline on the game, and this can happen. Adrenaline pitchers do not like maintenance innings.
Drops it in there for a strike. It's 2-1.
You can look back the last couple of years, Javier Lopez, it's like the only time he ever gave up a run was when it was a maintenance type game.
Well, whatever Rosario said to Brothers, it's got him back. It's 2-2.
Last pitch fouled off, hit him right in the nose. Not a good feeling. Pickleball and equipment on, he's protected. They still feel it, and it doesn't feel good.
Good take by Noonan. It's 3-2.
He's had nothing but quality at bats since he's come up to the big leagues.
Noonan lifts this one foul down the left field line, and it's Jonathan Herrera coming out of nowhere to put it away. 9th inning coming up. It's 10-0.
Central right after post-game live right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. David Feldman, Ahmed Fareed will be your hosts, and tonight they're going to talk about post-game reaction about this one. Also, Warrior playoff thoughts will be discussed, and today was the par 3 contest at Augusta, and they will talk about the par 3 contest at the Masters and also preview the greatest 4 days of golf, which start tomorrow. All that more tonight. AT&T U-verse Sportsnet Central right after postgame live right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. New pitcher now for the Giants will be Chad Godin. who is off to a great start. In 2 games, he's throwing 5 solid innings. He's given up a couple of hits with 5 strikeouts, no walks. He has been lights out. You see a fastball that'll go 90, 94, somewhere in there. Hard slider. And a circle changeup.
So Kadire will lead things off, and he takes a called strike here in the 9th inning. Kadire is 1 for 3. Seven hits this afternoon for Colorado, 16 for the Giants. Sweeps that one down low, 1-2. Two and two. Rosario to follow. Full count. Swinging a fly ball to right. Hunter Pence puts it away. Kadire retired. And here's Willeen Rosario.
Such is the life of a relief pitcher. There's always something at stake. I figure there's not a whole lot of drama in a 10-0 ball game, but it's definitely an opportunity to have a 3-run inning go against you. You've got to bear down mentally. They'll test you.
Here's the pitch to Rosario, and it's high off of Quiroz' glove to the backstop.
That's why when you see at the end of the year some of these relief pitchers with the ERAs of the 2s or the 1s, you just shake your head thinking, you know how mentally tough you have to be to do that. I mean, obviously you have to be good physically, but you got to be able to be mentally tough to avoid the doldrums of pitching in innings like these. Because without the adrenaline, I mean, it's just not the same, and you can make mistakes. And for a relief pitcher, you throw 3 or 4 earned runs in 1 inning, it takes you a month to work that off your ERA.
See what Rosario's trying to do. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Oh, that's home run derby right now. I mean, he knows he's going to get challenged. He knows he's not going to get walked. Until he gets 2 strikes, he's going to let out some shaft.
Foul back. Godin goes right after him. It's 2-2. Got him for out number 2.
Good breaking ball. That's a quality pitch. Hard slider, late break, perfect location.
Godin wants a new baseball. He'll flip that one out. And a strike to Pacheco, who comes into this at bat, his 4th at bat, 0 for 3. Good pitch on the outside corner, 0-2.
Paint. And that's the kind of groove that Godin has been in since the start of this season.
Up the middle. Noonan to Belt. And that's the ball game. So the Giants sweep the Rockies, and on this homestand with a win today, they have a nice 4-2 record before they head to Chicago and play the Cubs tomorrow. So hey, Zito's got to be the story.
Well, he's just continuing to do what we've seen him do all spring and really into last year. He's pitching with the most confidence we've ever seen him pitch with the Giants uniform on. Not only that, he can hit.
He can hit. 10-0 is your final. Easheron's Giants postgame live with interviews, and the wrap is coming up. But first, let's go to Sportsnet Central Studio for an update.